The Alpine A110 has been around for a few years now, but it's a car we love because it dares to ignore lap times, grip, downforce and technology. The A110 is a dose of purity, a refreshing breath of less is more.
But forget all that now, because look what we've got here, the new Alpine A110R. And that means semi-slick tyres for lots more grip, a proper aero package, and Formula One levels of R&D, apparently. So has Alpine now decided that more is more after all? Well, I'll tell you what, let's go for a good old walk around it and we'll find out.
Before we dive in, Alpine revealed the A110R in Japan on the eve of this year's controversial F1 race. Unfortunately, thanks to an English, French, Japanese language barrier and not much time, we had to make several attempts at shooting the film.
But a GT3 RS has... But stick with me because you'll like a lot about this car. Bloody great digger over there. Like being at Truck Fest.
It could only be Japan.
We'll start then with the engine, of course, which is exactly the same as you would find in an Alpine A110S. But there is method in the madness here. A 1.8 litre, 4-cylinder turbocharged Renault Megane engine with 300 horsepower. You're thinking, well, what was the point in the A110R? Well, Alpine nerds will have noticed something missing here, isn't there? No engine cover, no dressing in here at all. And if I just flip this back down, where's my back window gone? No glass here. Weighs absolutely nothing because we've just got a carbon fibre cover. I think the R in A110R should stand for ruthless lightweighting. Now, the headline figure is 1,082 kilos. The A110R is seriously light. I mean, it's got to be over 300 kilos lighter than a Porsche Cayman GT4 with a wing and a flappy paddle gearbox. And that comes courtesy of a shopping list full of carbon fibre. Carbon fibre roof, carbon fibre bonnet and carbon fibre wheels as standard, with an open spoke design at the front for better brake cooling, but an aero face on the rears to cut down on drag. That is very, very clever wheel technology, right up until you curb them.
When you hear that an A110R is only 34 kilos lighter than an A110, you'd be forgiven for wondering what all the fuss is about. What you've got to remember is an Alpine is freakishly light to begin with, weighing in at just 1.1 tonnes. Against the clock, the A110R will get you from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds, and it tops out at 177 miles an hour. Although it's got more downforce than an A110S, lessons learned in the Alpine F1 team's British wind tunnel mean that the A110R actually suffers from 5% less drag.
So, here's how they've done it. Same carbon fibre splitter as you can get optionally on an A110S, but they've integrated some air intake ducting into it, and that apparently improves its performance. As we walk down here, you see the big carbon fibre side skirt, so big they've had to write "do not walk" on it, in case you, I don't know, go for a stroll. And then, oh, the real party pieces are back here. So again, the carbon fibre wing you can have optionally on other Alpines, but what you can't have are these beautiful anodized swan neck top mounts. That means you get a clean undersurface to the wing and it generates more downforce, 29 kilos more downforce than the standard aero kit for other Alpines. So when it's working in combination with this gratuitously big carbon fibre diffuser, it's overall improving the performance. Should mention, by the way, these tailpipes, nothing to do with downforce at all, but they are 3D printed and they look quite gorgeous. So overall, this is not some aero monster. It's not like a Porsche GT3 RS, but because this is such a light car, it doesn't need massive aerodynamic load to help it corner with agility. Last but by no means least on the upgrades out here is one I can't really show you. It's fully adjustable suspension. The A110R rides 10mm lower, and Alpine say you can drop it a further 10mm if you like, but if you do, it's not really going to work on the road apparently, so pray for the front splitters. Then meanwhile under here you've got 20 clicks of compression adjustment. There's stiffer anti-roll bar, stiffer springs, all sounds great for lap times, but it does make me worry that the A110R is going to lose that lovely pliant ride that we love it for on the road.
And the interior hasn't escaped Alpine's weight-saving scalpel either.
Main change in here, these skeletal carbon fibre bucket seats with just padding stuck to the carcass. They save 5 kilos over the already incredibly light standard seats that you get in an Alpine. Then the rest of it though, is not actually super stripped out. I mean, yes, you get fabric door pulls, but still get a touchscreen, so Apple CarPlay is present, and there's proper air conditioning with buttons as well. In fact, my favourite bit of lightweighting was up here. Because you don't get a back window, they've saved some grams by putting the rear view mirror in the bin.
It's not going to be cheap with all that carbon fibre knocking about. You can already option a regular Alpine beyond £70,000, so the R is going to be well into the 80s, if not more. An A110R will be a very rare piece of kit.
But if you want something even more exclusive, then forget about the standard car. What you want is the A110R Fernando Alonso edition. And yeah, as you might know if you follow Formula One, this is a little bit awkward. If you don't follow Formula One, then I'm about to ruin the next year's Drive to Survive for you. Basically, Fernando Alonso has announced that he is leaving the Alpine Formula One team at the end of this season, just as they reveal a special edition car to celebrate all of his success. Ouch.
So anyway, what do you get with the Fernando Alonso edition?
Signature, colour-coded bonnet, orange brake calipers, Alonso's helmet, colours, Fernando Alonso approved suspension tune, black painted rear section with another autograph, and finally Fernando Alonso's personal motto, laser etched into the sun visor, reading, "There is more than one path to the top of the mountain." And it's not on this one because it's a prototype, but I am assured that the car equivalent of having "Live, Laugh, Love" on your wall will be in the production car.
Only 32 of these will be built, one for each of Fernando's race victories to date. Alpine says if he does win any more remaining races for the French team, then they'll do the decent thing and build a few more A110Rs. So what do we think? Will this be the best driving Alpine yet? Will what makes that car so great be lost in the chase for G-force and speed? Well, we'll find out the answers pretty soon. Fernando Alonso might not be very excited about Alpine next year, but thanks to this car, I am.